This week's life lesson. I am here to deliver, to share in some of what God has placed in my spirit to talk to you guys about. So here I am. I am so excited. I just really had to calm my spirit down right now in this moment. And I thank you guys so much for being patient with me. Right now, I just have to adapt to the changes in my life right now. My son's football season is like in full effect right now. My two youngest sons are amazing football players. My youngest son went out there yesterday and just completely embarrassed this 11 and up team. My youngest son is 11 years old, and both of my sons had an amazing football weekend as far as football is concerned. So they have been able to bring back home victories, and we have just been in celebration mode all weekend. My son turned 18 on Friday. Thank you for all of you who express well wishes and birthday wishes to my son. Y'all show me so much love, and I'm grateful for it. I appreciated the accomplishments of my children. I share with you all, and a lot of you are not shy in expressing my joy, joining in with my joy with me, and just letting me know that you are also happy for me and for my children and the things that they accomplish on a regular basis. So I just want to say thank you. You do not have to be so kind. I am so grateful for the kind words that you express to me on the regular basis. But peace and blessings, kings and queens, and welcome. Welcome. You have been officially invited to this week's life lesson. What you do with this week's life lesson is completely and totally up to you. I guess officially, technically, Sunday is the beginning of a brand new week. So this would be the life lesson that I would have prepared yesterday if my Saturday wasn't so busy, but I did not want the week to completely go by without me delivering this life lesson. I have more things that I want to deliver to you guys. So many things has been rumbling around in my brain, and I am very excited about the things that God is doing to me and through me, and giving me the strength and the courage and the commitment to just keep going despite of everything that I have going on. I always express to you guys how important this is, because I never know who may need to hear some of these messages, and in all reality, I need these messages too. I tell you guys that so much, so often I express to you guys, and I really mean it, that when God is using me to deliver these messages, I get so much out of it. I just honestly, truthfully do. Listen, sometimes I don't even know what's going to come out my mouth. So I am just simply here out of obedience, doing what I believe that I am called to do. Whoever chooses to, take time out to listen to these messages, it is completely on you. I am not up to you. It's completely up to you. I'm not here to force anything down your throat or to make you think in a way that is not according to the way that you want your life to go. I mean, if it is going to help you, if it is something that is going to benefit you, if it makes sense to you in the direction that you want your life to go in, then by all means, you could take heed to some of the things. Don't be shy and, saying, well, it makes sense. I am maybe going to take her advice on a few things, or, whatever. So take it and do with it what you may. But I'm only here to help. I am simply the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Some things you might not like. Some of the things that come out my mouth is not here to offend you. I am not the one to judge. Sakara can't judge nobody. I am far from a perfect person. I am just simply someone out here in this world that is trying to survive just like you are. It's all trial and error. Some things may work, some things may not work. Some people have given up on themselves along the way. I am here to share a message message of hope to let you know that giving up is never an option, never, ever, ever at all. That has been the main ingredient in everything that God has allowed me to be successful in over this time in my sobriety and getting a better mental health for myself, being successful in ways of not giving up on my children and my motherhood, my life period, my health goals, everything that I aspire to do in my life, everything, how far I have came from where I used to be. I told myself I am just going to never give up on myself. So maybe somebody needs to hear that today. Even if you don't want to listen to the rest of this message, if you walk away from here with anything today and you are a person who just feels like throwing in the towel, I'm tired, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, I have been going through changes throughout my life and I just don't feel like doing this no more, you might be closer to your breakthrough than you realize you are. Sometimes you are closer. Sometimes it's not as hard as we think it is. And it's just at that moment when we feel like giving up, because I have reached that point so much that I wanted to give up and something gave me that extra push. And when I took that extra step and chose not to give up on myself, I'm like, wow, I'm here. I have arrived. The thing that I have been working for and praying for and all those things, crying for and scratching and just fighting to get closer to. And as soon as I said, I don't feel like doing this no more, I said, well, let me just keep going. And boom, I was right there. I turned the corner and it was right in my face. I'm telling you. You might be closer to your breakthrough than you realize you are. And actually, that has happened to me multiple times, right at that breaking point when I felt like I wanted to give up and something told me, just you might as well just keep going and see what happened, because you worked so hard and you came so far. Why give up now? So maybe someone needs to hear that today. So never is a good time to give up. You want to ask yourself that question. Well, when is it a good time to give up? When the throw in the towel, I mean, you can reconsider some of the things that you have been doing, and you might want to change direction or whatever. Just take a step back and kind of evaluate some of the things that you have been doing. If your actions are not very beneficial in your life, or things are going in a direction that you don't want them to go in, despite of your hard work and your effort. So you can always take a step back and kind of evaluate your life and reconsider the direction that you want to go in. Maybe if one way doesn't work, you can try something else, and you don't need permission from anyone to switch gears, to try something else, to turn in a different direction. I want us all to get to the point where it's in our own mind, we believe that I am going to do whatever it takes to get to where I want to be, by all means necessary. I want us to be able to fight hard enough for the life that we want. When you fight hard, you get good results. So yes, you're going to get weak. Yes, you're going to get tired. No, it is not going to be easy, but that don't mean we should give up. That does not mean we should give up. So I am just simply here as a reminder today. And I can speak these things with so much passion because I have been through a lot. I have been through so much in my life, and I know what it feels like. You are not alone in your struggle. And I have came an extremely long way from where I used to be. I am breaking barriers and doing things in my life now that people, first of all, y'all don't even know some of the things that I am accomplishing in my life, like right now, when people don't even didn't ever think. They spoke against me being where I am right now. So if it was up to those who talked against my success and whatever people had to say, because they don't want you to get ahead of them. And a lot of people are going to allow jealousy and envy and all those things. They're going to stick your foot out so you could trip and fall on your way to the top. And if you do, you get back up, dust yourself off, and continue on your journey to the top. Don't let nothing or anything stop you from where you want to be in life. So Oh my gosh, do I have a life lesson prepared for you today. We have arrived to another turning point in this journey we call life. I believe with each life lesson, there is another chapter in our lives to be fulfilled. So I do believe that the lessons in life, period, not only the life lessons that I deliver to you guys on a weekly basis, but just the lessons in life, period, are for us to to fulfill another chapter in our lives. Maybe we are done with one chapter in our life and it's time for us to explore and fulfill another chapter in our life. And we have to see the challenges and all the things that we go through on the regular basis as lessons in life, whether you have to learn the hard way or however God tries to get through to you when he is teaching you things in your life. So it's all up to you on how you take these things. Everything is a lesson to me. That's why I thought that was a perfect name for me to label these lessons as. When I began to do these things, I wasn't even doing them virtually. I was just reaching out to my community and going into places where people struggle with drug addiction and homelessness and all of these type of things. And I began to prepare these lessons, and I called them life lessons. This was way before, maybe a whole year before I started delivering these messages virtually. I was just doing public speaking and in-person speaking. So of course I have brought my audience by sitting before you guys and doing it this way as well. But yes, life lessons. So whatever you have to go through in life, it don't have to be limited to the things that I talk to you here on my messages. Everything is a lesson in life. We can take the trials and the struggles and the things that come our way. If we fall into hard times, whatever might happen, it could be something with your physical health, financial health, something in your family, whatever you have to go through. We don't know what is going to happen on the day-to-day basis. Maybe God is trying to speak to you to teach you a lesson in life, something that is going to carry you on for the rest of your life. So let's explore these things, these adventures together as we experience life. I don't mind joining with you on these ventures and experiencing life together, especially the virtual day and age that we are living in today. That's why I reach out to my social platforms so much, because I know that a lot of people can relate to some of the things that I even go through on the regular basis. I can relate to some of your struggles, and I know that some of you can probably relate to mine as well. So we can join in these things together. We are all human. We all go through struggles in life. We can sharing each other's joy and sharing each other's sadness and kind of lift each other up. You may be able to encourage me in a way that no one else can encourage or inspire, or I may be able to encourage you or inspire you in a way that you have not found in anyone else. I don't know, but we can do that for each other. I don't feel like I know anything. I keep my bionic ears going all the time because I don't know what someone may say to me. I don't, block these things out of my ears because I feel like I can't take the advice of someone else or feel like my advice is more valuable than the next person. I listen to children. I listen to animals. I listen to the earth. I listen to the trees. I listen to the birds. What is trying to get through to my spirit? I need to learn these lessons on the regular basis. I don't know where my next lesson might come from. You don't know where your next lesson might come from, but we don't want to deny ourselves these things. And a lot of times we can keep ourselves closed in this box and not allow ourselves to learn the things that we need to learn, maybe because the messenger is not of your approval or whatever. I don't know the reason why some people might close themselves out to things that they need to learn on a regular basis. But when we do that, we are stopping our own growth and not allowing ourselves to live a fulfilled fulfilled life, the life that we are truly meant to live. So we don't want to do that to ourselves. So together we live, we laugh, we love, and we enjoy life. We are supposed to be able to share in these things together, to enjoy the company of one another and all of these things. So I'm just here to share in life with you. Just a reminder, just a quick little reminder of why I am here and why I'll take time out to deliver these life lessons. No, I did not forget that I promised a life lesson on this Sunday. I didn't give a specific time because things have kind of gotten shaken up and rattled around this week, and I wanted to be there for my children. I want to be supportive to my children. I want to continue to share in messages this way and keep the relationships that I have healthy and strong. I just have so much going on outside of this, but either way, I am going to stay committed to doing these things on the regular basis. So before we get started, let's acknowledge our blessings with a few moments of silent gratitude. So if you know me, if you are familiar with me, I do this not only for life lessons. I don't enjoy gratitude or allow myself to be consumed in gratitude on a regular basis just to show off for nobody. Let me just say that this is something that I have made a habit of doing every single day of my life. And if you are a person who have not allowed yourself to enjoy the pleasures of expressing gratitude, then I suggest that you begin to make it a part of your daily life, because it is very pleasurable to be able to express gratitude, just all the things that you are thankful for. It brings so much positive emotions. You could be feeling so bad. You could be feeling bad in your body, bad in your mind, bad in your spirit. Somebody could just have irritated you. You could have had a bad day at work or whatever. When you take time out to express gratitude, it's like, at least in those moments, all of those things go away. You can allow yourself to feel the goodness of expressing gratitude. I can't even explain to you in words what learning how to express gratitude on a moment-to-moment basis does. It does something for your spirit, and it carries you a long way. You know, your body knows, your mind knows, your spirit knows that you are a person that acknowledges your blessings on the regular basis. The universe knows, God knows, and that way you open yourself up to many more blessings along the way. So it's like a favor that you are doing for yourself when you take time out to allow yourself to be consumed in gratitude. Sometimes we can let the struggles of life consume us, and sometimes we don't even realize how blessed we are. You blessed from the back. You blessed in the background. Like, so many things can be happening to you right now that can really go against you and not in your favor. And you can even look at the lives of other people, not to compare yourself, but just to be grateful that you don't have to go through a lot of things that you witness other people go through on a regular basis. Look at the advantages that you have in your life that is giving you that jumps. There's a grace and a favor over some of our lives that we don't even acknowledge on the regular basis. By us acknowledging the grace and the favor that we have over our life, it is going to open your eyes up to how blessed you actually are, and it's going to literally pour more grace and favor into your life. Don't not acknowledge these things, because you don't know the disservice that you do to your life. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but you are doing your yourself a serious injustice by not allowing yourself to be consumed in gratitude on a regular basis. I'm trying to break it down so we can understand the importance of gratitude. It is more important than I can even explain in words. And I believe it is very important for me in my life on a regular basis. I experience favor and grace and blessings and miracles and doors opening for me and blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings on the daily basis. On the daily basis. And I can't take the credit for it because I know how to be grateful. It's all the grace of God. But God knows when you are grateful. And he knows when you are not grateful. We tend to blame God for our downfalls and not answering our prayers and the things that we don't have. And I'm tired and I've been working hard and things don't go in my favor. And we complaining about the people that we allow ourselves to be associated with on a regular basis. And I'm a good person and what's wrong with that person and all this good stuff. And we just focus on the negative. And when you focus on the negative, what do you think you are going to attract? It is not very often that the majority of people in life allow themselves to be consumed in gratitude. And I express the importance of that just as a reminder to help maybe open someone's eyes to how blessed you actually are. I want you to be more blessed. You're welcome. How many people you know have this conversation with you on a regular basis? Not for me and not for God, because God won't be God. God won't get glorified at the end of the day. Ain't nothing you can do for God to make him more God than he is God. God is awesome. God is amazing. God is like anything you could ever even imagine or wrap your brain around in your entire life. So it ain't hurting God that you're not expressing gratitude towards God, but you are hurting yourself by not allowing yourself to be consumed in gratitude. You might not see that instant effect, like I don't got time for that, I prayed this morning or whatever. Pray all day. Pray all day. Be a walking expression of gratitude. Don't nobody gotta know. Strengthen your connection with your higher being by allowing yourself to be filled with gratitude on a moment-to-moment basis. All right, I'm done. I'm done. Listen, I'm trying to help you because not too many people make this a habit. And I want us to be able to make it a habit, because as soon as you learn how to make it a habit, you will see the reflections of allowing this to become a habit on the regular basis. Who don't want to be blessed? I know I do. But anyway, all right, I'm done. I'm done breaking that down, but we're going to take a couple moments, close your eyes. I like to close my eyes, take a couple deep breaths, think about the things that I am mostly grateful for, and just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. However you choose to do it. I can't tell you what to say. I don't know what you have to be grateful for. I know what I have to be grateful for. So in these moments, just do what you got to do to kind of lift up your vibrations and take yourself to a higher place where you would rather be than at a low place that you don't want to be. So come on, let's join in together and expressing silent gratitude. So here we go. I just really didn't even want to stop. I didn't. I really didn't want to stop. And I always get so wrapped up with emotion every time I take time out to do that. It is like the more I am grateful for, the more God gives me to be grateful for. And it's like, remember this, remember that. And the list just it does not stop. It does not stop. I have so many things. so many things to be grateful for. That is not an exaggeration. That is a understatement when I say so many things that I have to be grateful for. And I am going to acknowledge those things. So it's totally up to you whether you want to take time out to express gratitude in your life. But for me, it is absolutely necessary for me in my life. Of course, I want to be more blessed. I'm not greedy, but it feels good to be blessed. Being blessed is a good feeling. I like it. I don't know about you, but I love being blessed. So here we go. This week's topic. The topic for this week that I have had in my heart, in my mind, and my spirit that God has laid on my heart is desire. I want to talk about desire today. One reason I want to talk about desire today because I believe it's time. I believe that it is time to talk about desires because we want things in life. And I even heard someone say to me before what they wanted in life, and they followed up by saying, but I don't ever think that it's possible for me to get it. And I was like, what? Why are you saying that? And it wasn't nothing extravagant like I want to buy the moon or anything like that. It was something so obtainable. It was something so obtainable for this person. It was realistic. Like, it was absolutely realistic for this person to get the thing that he desired, that he expressed to me that he wanted for himself. And he followed up by saying, I don't ever see myself getting that. I'm like, why? Why are we putting these stipulations on ourselves? I don't understand that. If you know that it is something that you desire in your heart, then if you believe it enough within yourself, anything is possible. Anything is possible, especially when you're speaking of things realistically, speaking of things that are absolutely obtainable right at the tip of your hand. Why would you ever say to yourself that I don't think that that can happen for me? You don't think you deserve it. You don't think you are the type of person that these things are possible to happen for you or whatever. Like, we gotta watch the things that come out of our mouth. Don't say that about yourself, because then you're gonna believe it, and that's what your actions are going to show, and that is what's going to reflect over your life. We have to learn how to speak more positively about the things that come out of our mouth, about the things we want for our life. So I hate it. I don't like that at all. I hate when I hear people speak. I'm a very optimistic person. I am. That's just because of the life that I want for myself. And speaking negatively about the things that I want for myself in my life, that just does not work for me, because then I have these things in my mind. I know my struggle. I know where I came from. I know how I used to live. I know how far I have came. I know the joy and the peace that I have over my life right now. So I know if I have this over my life right now, then who's to say I can't have the things that I desire in life? Me? You think I'm going to get in the way of my own blessings and telling myself the things that I cannot do? For what? Because I'm too lazy to do it, or because I don't feel like it? No, I'm not doing that to myself. So listen, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just here to try to give you a different perspective on how you look at the desires in your own life. So yes, that is what God placed in my heart. I want to do I think it's maybe a 3 or 4 part series. I did a message on hope already. I believe it was like maybe over a year ago that I did a message on hope, but I did a message on hope. I did a message on faith. I never did a life lesson on desire, but I have a whole list of things pertaining to this subject that I just want to go down the list of things, because I believe that we are at a point, period, in this life. I don't care where you are in life, just in the world, period, where we can focus on the true desires of our heart. We can do that right now. Who says we can't? Who says we can't focus on the desires of our hearts? So I do want to talk about desire today. This, I'm telling you, I don't just like, just these things I believe are literally placed into my spirit. And once they are placed in my spirit and that light bulb comes on, I am like on fire with it. So that's how I feel right now about desire. Destiny, I know I have destiny written down. I never did a message on destiny before, and it just, when God gave me a desire, he gave me a whole list of things along with desire. So these series of life lessons that I plan on breaking down to you guys in the upcoming following weeks are going to have specifically be focused on the pleasures of life that we can kind of do to turn things around for ourselves with the end of the year approaching us. A lot of people are at transitional times in their life, whether that be age wise or health wise, or you are just like at a point of your life mentally in relationships. You're changing from one point of life to another point of life. With me, my children are growing up. They are becoming adults. I have 4 of them out the house. I got 3 minors, 2 of them on their way out the door. It's going to be just me and my 11-year-old rocking and rolling soon. And I am getting up there in age. So I had to think about the desires of my heart, because coming into these transitional moments in my life, what do I want for my life moving forward? I'm getting older. A lot of people like me are getting older. They don't know what they want. Some of us, our whole lives have revolved around raising children or being in a marriage, and all of a sudden, maybe for whatever reason, your marriage didn't work out, and now you're getting used to being single now, when you have to figure out, I've been focusing on making my husband or my wife happy for 20 or 30 years, and it ended up not working. Now I don't even know where to begin to focus on myself and my own heart's desires and doing the things that I want to do to fulfill my desires. Where do I start? What am I going to do? Who do I talk to? Where do I go? Me, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it right here, right now. Today, we are going to talk about desires. So here we go. Desire. What is a desire? A desire is a strong feeling of wanting something or wishing for something to happen. Boom. I know we all out here basically know the definition of these things. I just really want all of us to be on the same page. When you say desire, what do you mean when you say desire? A strong feeling of wanting something. So it's not just wanting something, it is a strong feeling of wanting something or wishing for something to happen. That is what desire is. When is the last time you felt that emotion run through your body, that strong feeling of wishing and wanting for something to happen? Have you had that strong feeling like recently? Do you know what it feels like to really desire for something to happen, to have like that passion down inside of you, like I want this so bad? A lot of us live mediocre lives, and we have become complacent and where our lives is today. We just kind of accepted the fact that it is what it is where it is. Whatever is happening in my life today ain't nothing too exciting. It just is what it is. I don't have any specific desires or anything that kind of gives me that spark in my spirit that I just really have a passion to go after in my life right now. Listen, some of us may have come to that place in our life where desire desire is not even a relatable expression that we can kind of associate our lives with the word desire. We don't, do we have desires? Do we have true desires? So let's continue on with desire. So basically that is what desire is, that strong wanting for something or wishing for something to happen. Desire is a motivation towards a goal. So that is basically what it is. When you have that longing for something, when you figure out exactly what it is that you want, you are going to have that goal in mind, and you are going to move forward towards it. You're going to do the things that you know you want to do with your heart, your mind, your spirit, to move closer towards these goals. So without desire, there is no hope. Without desire, there are no goals. Without desire, there is no flame. So do you have hope? Do you have goals? And do you have flame? That is something, listen, it just gives you something to think about, something to reach for. All those things sound exciting to me. They really do. I don't want to get too far ahead in my message. I just be going, my mind be going, my mouth be going, and all of those type of things. But when you have that hope and that goal and that flame and that spark in your spirit, and just give you something to want to go after, it gives you an end goal in mind. It could be a big desire, it could be a small desire. It's just that wanting to obtain something. So what does that look like for you? What does it feel like even when you hear the word desire? It is such a attractive word to me. You know how some words just like sound more attractive than others, like desire. I like the way the word desire sounds when you say it. It sounds, I guess, maybe almost passionate. You can desire things in a passionate way or whatever, but why not desire something or have that longing or wanting for something to happen for you? So yes, yeah, without desire, none of those things are possible for you to obtain goals or have that flame or that spark, or or just try to reach for something. It gives you something to want to be able to reach for. So what is your true heart's desire? It's a question. It's a question I'm asking you. It's a question that I'm gonna ask myself right here in front of you. Let me see if I could dig deep down enough right now to kind of figure out what my true heart desire is. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to be that transparent in front of you guys about what my heart's desire is. Not, just like, not wanting to put my business out there or anything like that, but I don't know. I guess desires are so personal. Like, they're very personal. Like, that is like not really something you want to share with everyone for your heart's desire. Everybody is not going to agree with what your heart's desire is. What makes sense to me in my mind and my heart and in my spirit of what my heart's desire is, it's going to sound foreign to you. Because we different people. We don't think the same. We got different walks. We want different things. Like, you might not even think my heart's desire is even possible. It might sound crazy to you, even coming out my mouth. And that just goes to show how different human beings are from one another. But do I have desires? Yes, I have very strong, passionate, just things that I want deep down inside of me so bad. I have multiple desires. So let me just kind of speak of it in general instead of getting on here in front of you guys and kind of spilling out, my whole heart about the things that I want in life. That's not necessary. That's not necessary. We ain't got to go there. But yes, I do. I have deep desires in my own heart. What is your true desire? So even if you don't say it in front of people or whatever, you can kind of dig down within yourself and ask yourself those questions. What is my true heart's desires. Maybe that's not something that you really consider in the recent, times or whatever, just like thinking about what your true heart's desire is. Maybe that is something that you want to think about, maybe considering, kind of like rattling around in your brain and kind of trying to narrowing it down to one thing, thinking about what your true heart's desires is. What do you want in life? What do you want in life? Asking that question, what do you want in life? It makes me think that sometimes we think we can want a thing, and in all reality, we really don't even want what we think we want. So you got to kind of think about what you really want in life. Oh, child, baby. It has been some things that I thought I wanted. That's why I'm telling you, you got to watch what you ask for. You got to watch what you ask for, watch what you pray for, these conversations that you out here having with God, and he giving you what you asking him for, and then when you get it, you realize that thing ain't what it cracked up to be. Oh yeah, that was my situation multiple times. I know good and well this ain't what I was over here begging for and praying for and asking God, take it back to the store. I don't want it. I want my money back. Like, listen, but what do you want? Like, you got to think about it. You got to really think about it, because when you ask for that thing that you want, or that you think you want, you got to take everything that comes along with it. Yeah, him, her, or whatever. Like, everything that come along with the house, with the car, with the husband, with the wife, and with the kids that you've been praying for. Oh, Lord, just get me pregnant. Yup, that one that's stomping and rolling their eyes, and you just want to snatch them from the bag. That's the one that you was praying for. So how can I deal with, how can I accept in my life that thing that I thought I wanted so bad, and that thing that I prayed for? How can I prepare myself for my desires and the thing that I want? You got to be able to prepare to receive the things that you are asking for. Wants and hopes and desires, they come along with so many things. I'm not going to sit here and talk about desire like it's all peaches and cream and you don't have to work for it, pray for it, fight for it, like it's going to be easy and all of those type of things, because with desire comes a lot. It's not going to be just that thing that you are hoping for. You're going to have to trade something in so you can get something out. Like, you ain't going to just get this thing. You're going to get it, and it's going to be good when you get it, but it's going to come with a price. And are you willing to pay the price for the thing that you desire? Ask yourself that question. Am I willing to pay that price for this thing that I am asking for? So what is your true heart's desires? What do you want in life? Listen, I'm just giving you something to think about. I am just giving you something to think about. So most people don't reach their true desires in life because they don't know what they want. Most people don't reach their desires in life because they don't know what they want. What do you want? You got to be able to point the thing down to something, like, or the bullseye, like, I want that in particular. Like, what do you want for yourself? Ask yourself that question. You got to kind of narrow that thing down to something. Don't be so general, like, I want all of this stuff, like me floating around and to be happening. No, I want this specific thing for myself. This is how I want to feel. This is what I want my experiences to be. This is how I want to live. Everybody's desires is not going to look the same. This is what I want the desires of my heart to look like for me in general and personally. For me, that's going to fit me. What do you want? So ask yourself that question. So yeah, a lot of people don't know what their desires are because they don't know what they want. want. They don't know what they want. So make your desires clear, visualize them, see these things happening for you in your own mind. I cannot express the importance of visualization. Visualization and imagination are so important in obtaining success in anything. Visualization, being able to see these things, you gotta kind of be obsessed with that thing happening for you. You gotta see it, you gotta feel it, you gotta smell it, you gotta close your eyes and almost touch it, because that's how bad you want that thing to happen for you. A lot of times we obsess over things opposite of what we want. We obsess over things that we don't want. We out here hypochondriacting, thinking about like creating health problems for ourselves, because you up here thinking about cancer all day, and you up here just thinking about how no good that one is and that one is, and instead of obsessing about what you really want in life, you are obsessing about the things that you don't want. So let me tell you about humans. We are going to obsess anyway. We're going to obsess regardless. But we over here in our mind arguing with this person in our head, talking about the last thing they said to me and what I could have said back. And if they say something to me, I'm going to backhand them down them steps. And you out here fighting. You got a whole fight going on in your mind about what you don't want. These things are making you upset. You are obsessing over things that are making you upset. Okay, it might not be that dramatic, but we out here obsessing. I'm telling you, you are. Whether you realize it or not, you out here obsessing, and the majority of the time, you are obsessing about things that you don't want. You visualizing, you replaying the tape, you thinking about the worst case scenario and all of this. And what if I trip and fall and break my foot and all this kind of stuff? You just constantly thinking about things that are not going to necessarily work out for you in your favor. So I want to kind of allow us, our own thinking in our own mind, to kind of flip the switch on it a little bit and obsess about what we want our life to look like. I want it to be this. I want it to be that. There is just the same amount of chances that things can go for you negatively in the wrong direction. It's like a 50-50. The same amount of chances that it can go for you, it can go against you. Now, really, the breaking point in which direction these things are going to go in is absolutely up to you. You are the determining factor in whether things are going to go for you or against you. And if oftentimes things are going against you, that is because of how you are thinking in your own mind about your own heart's desires, about the things that you want in life. Yeah, I want this to happen, but it ain't gonna happen. Like, we gotta stop that. We got to stop that. We thinking about the things that can happen. It can go against us. And what if this happen? What if that don't happen? What if everything, just what if everything works out for you in the way that you want it to? Everything will work out for you in your favor the way that you want it to. Just what if? It's a shot in the dark either way. Either way, you don't know what direction is going to go in. But sometimes we could tip the boat over and find yourself drowning because you don't want to do what you got to do to keep afloat. You don't want to row the boat. You would rather tip the boat over than to row the boat. It's too hard. I don't feel like it, so I'm drowning now. This is the decision that a lot of people make oftentimes in their life. And then when you end up drowning, oh, it's going to be everybody for lighty-dotty, and everybody done did something to contribute to your downfall, and you not even mindful of the things that is going on in your own mind about yourself and your own heart's desires. How you feel about your heart's desires? How does it make you feel when you think about the things that you truly desire for yourself in your mind, in your life? If you are getting negative emotions about your own heart's desires, you are not thinking in a way that is going to be beneficial towards the direction that you want to go. And this person, you got to personalize that thing. We're not talking about nobody else. I'm talking about you and how you have gotten in the habit of thinking about what you think about you. How do you feel about your own self? Are your desires strong enough? Do you feel that good about yourself that your desires can uphold you and push you in the direction that you want to go in? That's it. I'm just giving you something to think about. Desire is not going to look the same for everybody, but I know how the human mind works, and I know how often it's not easy to fight against those negative thoughts, emotions, and feelings. And most oftentimes, your life is going to reflect negative thoughts, emotions, and feelings. If that's what your thoughts, you've gotten in the habit of thinking negatively, that's what your life is going to reflect. When you think about your desires, do you give yourself the benefit of the doubt? No, I don't have this, but I do have that. No, I don't have him, but I do have her. No, I'm not there, but I used to be there, but now I'm here. So that gives me an advantage point. I'm a little bit closer. I ain't what I'm going to be, but I ain't what I used to be. What are you telling yourself about yourself, where you are pertaining to what you want as far as your heart's desires are concerned? What you doing to yourself? It's just a question. It is just a simple question, just giving you something to think about. Because sometimes we can think a little more positive about how we feel about ourselves and the possibility of what we want for ourselves. Sometimes we shut the whole situation down. Just the possibility of it even happening for us, period, because of the way that we're thinking about our own self. But you better than that. You are closer to your desires than you even realize you are. You out here, you ain't even thinking about your desires no more. You done put your desires so far back on a back burner that you done forgot what your desires are, because you done fed yourself a whole bunch of bull crap about how it ain't gonna happen for you anyway. This is what we do to ourselves. So I don't know. I'm just a mere suggestion. So make your desires clear, visualize them, and see these things happening for you in your own mind. This is good. This is good because you gotta know what you want for yourself. You don't only have to know what you want for yourself. You just gotta want something for yourself, period. Some of us don't even want nothing for ourselves. Like, it don't even matter at this point. Like, whether I get something in life, it don't even matter. Whatever happens, happens. And a lot of people just come to that conclusion in their life. Like, that's why I ain't focused on what I want, because I don't want nothing. You gotta want something. You gotta want something. Start with a small something. Work your way up to a big something. Obtain something. Go ahead and get you something. And then when you get you something, go ahead and get something else. Don't stop at that something. Keep going after something and something else and something else and something else until you got everything that you want, plus more. I'm telling you, it's so much out here in life that's waiting for you. And you're not even focused on what you want, because you don't want nothing. You got to want something. You got to want something. Desire is never ending, and desires never change. So desire is a never ending anything. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how far in life, how many accomplishments that you have gained, all of those type of things. Desire is a wanting and a longing and a yearning from the time that you are born into this world to the time that you are no more. Your desires are going to constantly change as you change, as you grow, as you get older, as you experience life. Your desires are never going to stay the same. They just aren't. By the time you reach past 50, your desires ain't gonna look nothing like what your desires look like from 50 and before 50. Between the time that you were born and turned 50 years old, you had a whole completely different set of desires that you are going to have past the point of 50. So I mean, it might, whatever the gap is between your desires changing as you change in life, but they're never ending. They're never going to stop, and it don't have to be like this empty gaping and yearning and wanting to move towards something. It can be an excitement, a joy, a fulfilling. Get used to being in the habit of getting that victory when you have obtained a desire, when you cross the finish line, the excitement of reaching your desire. And when you reach that desire, then you go towards another desire, another desire, another desire. That feeling of that accomplishment of obtaining your desire is something to get used to. It's an amazing feeling. So yes, desires, they change. They're never ending. And yes, they do change constantly throughout your life. So don't think that you have to like narrow it down to this one thing. I know my desires definitely change 100% for sure. Even as far as my New Year's resolutions are concerned, I got this list and I'm like, I don't want that no more. Like, it's certain things that I thought I desired even for the new year coming into the end of 2024, what I wanted to see transpire when 2025 came in. And I'm like, yeah, God, between me and you, I don't want that no more. But anyway, yeah, your desires are born through you. It's the life you were meant to live. Your desires are born through you. It's basically your destiny. You living out your destiny. And we're going to talk about destiny too, but that's the only way your desires are going to come in through fruition. Hence your desires, because they are born through you. So you can't look for your desires to transpire or manifest through somebody else. Your desires are only going to be born through you. So that just goes to show the effort that you have to put towards seeing your desires come into pass. So yes, it's the life that you were meant to live. Desires bring you to your purpose. So desires bring you to your purpose in life. I don't know how many of us out here want to know what our purpose is, or asking God what our purpose is. And, I don't know what was the purpose of me being born here on this earth. Everyone, and that includes everyone, has a purpose in life. Everyone was born with a purpose. Everyone does not realize their purpose or doesn't fulfill their purpose. But for those of you who wonder what your purpose is in life, go after your desires, and through your desires, you will discover your purpose. So sometimes we don't notice our desires until we are in conflict with it. So it's that moment where when you in a situation that you don't want to be in, that you realize what you want. And sometimes it comes down to that, like, like, I don't want this, in that realizing what you don't want, it opens your eyes to what you do want. So think about that thing, that last situation that you came into, like, what WTF, for those of you who know what that means. Like, like, we're not doing this. So if we're not doing this, then we gonna do something else. we're going to aim more towards what I want. So now I see what I don't want. I can focus on what I really want. And I guess for me in my life, I can kind of apply that to the things that happened to me in my life, because even with my addiction and things that I had to suffer through in my life, and I realized that that was not a life that I wanted to live. That's not what I wanted for myself. So by me acknowledging what I didn't want for myself, kind of pointed me in the direction of things that I do want for myself. So think about that thing. It can, like, it can work in that way. When you see the thing that you don't want, it can point you in the direction of what you do want. I'm kind of giving us trying to kind of give us some pointers and some clues to try to realize what our desires are. Some of you might know what your desires are. Some of you may not have a single clue of what your desires might be. So if you are that person, like, I don't know what want. I have not been living in a way that I have been focused on what I want. All this time, all these years, I've been more so focused on the wants and the needs of other people that I have not even considered my own wants or my own desires. So for those of you who are so far away from what you really want in life, I'm trying to kind of give you some pointers in the direction that you want to be in as far as your desires are concerned. So, yeah, where am I? Sometimes we don't notice that our desires should not only be what we want, but what we need as well. So your desires is not always a want. You think about the thing that your life have been lacking, that thing that you need. Your desire is going to be not only what you want, it is going to be what you want, because that hence the definition of what we talked about, what exactly a desire is a wanting for something. But it's not only that wanting, is going to be what you need as well. So so as human beings, we desire to feel safe, a feeling of belonging, and like we truly matter. So this is kind of a universal explanation as human beings, something that we all can relate to. Every human being in this world can relate to this feeling of desire, because we all want to feel safe. We all want to, not even humans, like animals, every living thing wants to feel like their environment is safe. So you want to feel safe. That is, we have a desire, a natural desire to want to feel safe. We want to feel like a feeling of belonging, like we are a part of something, a group or whatever. So we have that feeling of belonging, and we have the desire of feeling like we truly matter. So everyone wants to feel like they matter in one way or another. So those are, I want to say, a universal explanation of what desires are. If we can relate to these things collectively, we all have those desires as human beings. So here are some more desires of human beings. The greatest human desire is to be loved. We all desire to be loved, and we all desire to be accepted. So those are some of the greatest human desires, is to be loved and to be accepted. So sexual desire is the strongest human need. So we have that need and desire that is more of a physical desire when we have those sexual emotions arousing inside of us. So sexual desire is a very strong desire, and if we are not careful with our sexual desires, a lot of our sexual desires may land us in a place where we don't want to be. And I'm sure a lot of us can relate to that. You can have your baby mama drama, your baby daddy drama. Some people people misuse sex, rape, molestation, and all of those things can end you up in jail, or killed, murdered, or whatever, behind unhealthy sexual desires. So if we are or if we are mindful of how strong sexual desires can be, it can save you from a lot of trouble. Now, healthy sexual desires are good. Sometimes we can neglect healthy sexual desires. Those of us who are in relationships or healthy marriages or healthy relationships should not neglect the fact that it is okay to have healthy sexual desires and have that sexual relationship if you are in a healthy relationship. But that sexual desire shouldn't be taken lightly, because it is very strong. So sexual desires are very strong, and if we are not mindful of sexual desires, it can work against us. So you have to be careful of your sexual desires. A lot of people are walking around here with STDs, with children, with people that they never meant to have children with, or whatever, or in jail just having sex with the wrong person, or having sex out of wedlock, and whatever. So wherever you stand with as far as your sexual desire is concerned, just be mindful that sexual desires are very strong in human beings. It is a strong need. So you got to be careful of where you aim your sexual desires towards, so you won't end up in trouble. So a clear desire can give us hope, inspiration, and energy. A clear desire can give us hope, inspiration, and energy. It gives you the energy to get up and go. That is what clear desires can do. A deep desire can help you come back from setbacks and keep you working towards your goal. If you have that deep desire, it can help you come back from setbacks. And I can kind of think of that when I think about myself and the car accident that I was in a few months ago, and I'm just thinking about deep desires and things that I wanted to do. And there was one particular thing in mind that kind of pushed me over the edge, something that gave me something to look forward towards, that wanting and needing and desire to want something, which kind of gave me the push to move past the pain towards my healing. And it just gave me that extra push from that. I don't want to call it a setback, but for whatever reason, God allowed that to happen for me. Maybe God is still trying to speak through me and the things that I had to go through in just the past few months. So I don't want to see these things as setbacks, but yeah, when I look at what I had to go through and the things that I wanted to look forward to, like dancing, I'm like, I want to dance. I want to dance. I love dancing. I was at yoga and Zumba maybe once or twice a week, and all of the things that I used to do, and just like partying and dropping it like it's hot and all that good stuff. I'm like, I want to get back to that stuff. So yeah, so that kind of gave me the desire to get healthy again, because my leg was not very healthy after the car accident that I am in. So I'm about, if I wanted to measure my my progress since my injuries, I'm about 65% there, back to where I was before. So I thank God for my healing and my desire to want to get better. When I think about things like dancing and all of those things, how much I love to travel, and going through an airport, and I'm like, this ain't sexy, this is not cute, I got to get back to myself. So thinking about those things kind of gave me the push to get back from my setbacks. So whatever that might look like to you, if you had a setback in any kind of way, and you can think about something that may inspire you to overcoming your setback. It might be, a personal desire you have in your heart to obtain whatever you want to obtain that is going to give you that extra push. So our deepest desires are an important part of who we truly are, and can help us get back to ourselves. So they are deepest desires. They are an important part of who we truly are and can help us get back to ourselves. So what is your deepest desires? What do your deepest desires look like to you when you think about your deepest desires? So we must always have a clear desire for what we want to accomplish or end in mind. Our end in mind. And when I came across that during our study, it just made me think about that. What do I want my life to look like for the rest of my life? And I know some of us, we plan for retirement and all those type things, which is very, very important. But what do you want your end to look like? So when you think about having a clear desire for yourself, things that you want to accomplish for yourself, is this what you want your life to look like? Is this going to be pleasing for you all the way until the end? So that's what our desires should reflect, what we want our lives to look like, even as we grow older and becoming older adults and coming into the end of our lives and all of those things. What do you want your end, so to speak? What do you want your end to look like? So desire is a wonderful vehicle which can take you places. It is. When you think about your desire, you can kind of jump on that wagon and allow it to journey you to where you want to go. So that is why it is important to have desires. How important are your desires to you and to your life? You might have desires, and I'm not minimizing anybody's desires, because your desire is your desire. But how important is your desires to you? Like, I want this thing, but whether I get it or not, it really don't even matter whether I get it or not. Like, how important is your desires to you and what your life is going to look like? If your desires are not very important to you, then you may want to reconsider what your desires are. They might not truly be what your heart desires. And yes, how important is your desires to you? Our nature is to desire. So even as human beings, naturally we are going to desire something. So you sitting up there looking at me crazy, talking about what is she talking about? I don't got no desires. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Stop lying, because we all do. We all have desire. I don't know what your desires are, but we all have them. So don't act like you don't have them. I'm just kind of trying to turn on a light bulb and allow you to think about in these moments what your desires are, because as humans, we naturally desire things in life. So desires fulfilled is the source of our joy. That's why I said, get used to crossing that finish line and getting the victory and winning your desire, that thing that you work so hard to make it towards, and all those type of things. Your desires fulfilled is the source of your joy. So you are going to want to reach these desires, because that's where your joy lies. Your joy lies in your desires being fulfilled. So those of us who are not very happy in life, or don't have that joy down inside of us, maybe because you are not living the life that you desire. So if you come closer to your desires, maybe you'll reach that point of joy. They call it unspeakable joy. Joy you can't even tell nobody about. So be patient and know that your desires is on the way. It will get hard, and sometimes it may get painful, but through it all, we should never give up on our desires. I never said it was going to be easy. I never said you wasn't going to have to go through nothing. I never said that you would that every desire is going to be easy to obtain. Some desires may be more difficult to obtain than others, but that don't mean you can't reach them. That don't mean you can't touch them. That don't mean you can't get to them. So So continue to reach for your desires, for your true heart's desires. So yes, that is my message. I do have a quote and an affirmation that I'm going to leave you guys with, but yes, that is basically how I ended my message on desire, and it gave me so many things to think about, even where I am in my life today as far as my own personal desires are concerned. And I actually, when I think about it, I feel so good about the desires of my heart and the things that I want for myself. I believe that these things are obtainable. I believe that I am closer than I have ever been in my entire life to living the life that I truly desire in my heart. Now, I know everyone cannot say that. I know that that is not an easy thing for everyone to say, and maybe because that has not been your focus. But the more I grow, the more I love myself, the more I focus on myself, the more I spend time with myself, the more I connect with my higher being, self-love, self-care, and all of the things that I have neglected within myself, even in my past years. I know who I am and I know what I want. And that is why it's not easy for me to not only obtain these things, but it's not easy for me to point out these things and go after these things. I'm telling you, that is going to be the starting point of you touching it with your hands, of you living it, of you smelling it, of you holding it, of you living it, because you have to know what it is. How you gonna get it if you don't know what it is? So we should all come to a place in our life where our desires are just through the roof, so important to us, that we want these things to transpire for us in our lives, that we can point out these things, know what you want, and go after these things. I cannot even express the importance of desire. I hope I was clear in breaking down these things on desire. But what a message. Wow, what a message. I don't see how many people may or may not be joining my live, but if you are here and if you are joining my live, thank you very much for your presence here, or whenever you view this video. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me. And hopefully I am able to help you along your journey as well, not only through the things that I study and through the things that I teach, but even by the way that I live. I want my life to be a walking expression of, the things that I talk about and teach on a regular basis. My testimony is not just mine. This is not just for me. My testimony is to share in with other people the goodness of God and the things that He has done for me. So God will give you the desires of your heart. I believe there's a passage of scripture that says, if we delight ourselves in God, He will give us the desires of our heart. I believe that there's a psalm, if I'm not mistaken. So you pray for what you want. You ask God for what you want. You go after these things. You think about the things that you want opposed to the things that you don't want. Don't waste a whole lot of your time and a whole lot of your life living in a way that does not reflect what your heart is yearning for. You want your life to reflect the things that you want, not so much of what other people want for you or the things that you think you want. Be very transparent with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Be truthful with yourself. Don't even say what you don't want. So when I get in the habit of praying, I don't tell God or talk about the things that I don't want when I talk to God pertaining to things that I want for my life. I strictly talk to God about the things that I do want for myself. If I find myself complaining and telling God, or I might slip up or be frustrated or tired or whatever and be talking about, oh, I'm sick of this, or I don't want this, or I don't want that, I stop myself right there in my track. We're not going to talk about what we don't want. Think, act, talk about, breathe, live, walk, the things of your heart, the desires of your heart, the things that you do want. God is tired of hearing you complaining about the things that's going wrong in your life. He knows your struggles. He knows your trials and tribulations and the things that you have to go through on the regular basis. God is not concerned with the things that you don't want. God wants to bless us. He wants to give us the desires of our heart. If we live in such a way that he is going to grant us with these things, we will get the desires of our heart. Whether we get the desires of our hearts or not is completely up to us and the way that we live. It don't have nothing to do with nobody else, strictly with you. How bad do you want the desires of your heart, opposed to us living in a way that is not very pleasing to us? So we have to know what these things are, and we have to fearlessly go after these things, despite of other people's opinion, despite of what people have to say about us, and all of the chit chatter, naysay, gossip, all of this stuff. They could call you crazy. It's your life. It don't have nothing to do with nobody else. What you want ain't none of nobody business. The only way it becomes their business is when you start telling them. Sometimes we get in the habit of talking and telling the wrong people what we want for ourselves. What you want for yourself don't have nothing to do with anyone else. And we begin to put too much emphasis on other people's opinions on us. And people's opinions are simply what they are. They just their opinions. They don't have nothing to do with what becomes your reality, unless you make it that important because such and such said such and such and you can't do it anyway. Whatever their opinion is what it's going to be. That don't have nothing to do with what you want for yourself, the actions you take towards obtaining these things, and ultimately the life that you choose to live as far as your own desires are concerned. So yes, desires. What are your desires? So my quote is, now the quote is from The Unknown when I looked up this quote, but I love this quote. It spoke volumes to me. It's short, sweet, and simple. And the quote is, you are what your deepest desires is. Excuse me. And that is basically what I just said, because your life is going to reflect the desires of your heart. You are what your deepest desires is. What do you desire in your heart? Because that is what your life is going to look like. What do you want for yourself? And do you know what you want for yourself? I want us to be able to begin to point out these things, and I want us to be able to allow these things to become our reality. Because at the end of your life, at the end of the day, at the end, when it's all said and done, what your life is going to reflect is what is in your heart. Those things are going to manifest in your life. You are what your deepest desires is. So kind of get down to the bottom of what your deepest desires are. So, and I have one affirmation. The affirmation is, all my desires are manifesting for me right now. All my desires are manifesting for me right now. I know it sounds crazy, right? That might not even be your reality as far as you are concerned. All your desires might be manifesting for you right now, and you don't even know it. You don't even realize it. You can't even see it. Those things that are in your heart, that are in your mind, that you speak about, that you think about, that you dream about, that you fantasize about, they are manifesting. They are becoming your reality right now, whether you realize it or not, just because those things has begun as a thought in your mind. So even if you don't feel like your desires are manifesting in your life right now, when you speak these things over yourself, an affirmation like this All my desires are manifesting for me right now. That's when you will allow your desires to become your reality more and more every day. Speak that over yourself. All my desires are manifesting for me right now. Say it over and over and over and over again. Convince yourself that these things are becoming your reality until they actually become your reality. Oppose it to the things that you don't want and the life that you don't want to live. Speak, affirm goodness into yourself and the things that you really want for yourself. And you can begin by saying affirmations like this to yourself. All my desires are manifesting for me right now. That feels good for me to say that to myself and about myself. All my desires are manifesting for me right now. That's what I want for myself. That is truly what I want for myself. That is what I want my life to reflect. I want all of my heart's desires. I want to live and walk and breathe and eat and sleep. Everything that I want, that my heart desires, I want to see these things manifest for me right in front of my eyes. Listen, that might not be your story, but it's mine. It's mine. That's what I want for myself. I don't know how important that is to anyone else out here, but when I think about manifesting my desires, that makes my soul scream. It just feels good to think about that, about myself, about manifesting my own desires. So that is it. We have come to the conclusion of our message on desire. So look for more feel-good messages like this. I have a whole series of things pertaining to the things that we want in life, our destiny, our hopes, our desires, our dreams. I want to talk about all of this stuff because it's almost the end of the year. We are going to be in 2025 soon. We are coming into a new year. We are going to begin to set New Year's resolutions. We are going to think about the things that we want to transpire in our life and how we want things to turn around for ourselves. And a lot of us get in the habit of setting these New Year's resolutions, and we don't really go too far with accomplishing our New Year's resolutions. So I want us to kind of be able to change the direction of where our life is going. I want us to not only make it one resolution or one set goal. I want us to kind of be able to change our habits and our lifestyle in a way that it is going to be beneficial to us. I want you to live a feel good life, something that you don't mind going to sleep with and waking up with every morning. Just think about how good your life can feel to you on a regular basis, where you can just sit back like, this is nice. This is very, very nice. And you can make that your reality in the way that you think and live pertaining to your own life. Thinking about your heart's desires is going to have a major reflection of what your life is going to look like in the coming years. That sounds amazing to me. This was just a feel-good message to me. And I knew it was going to be a feel-good message, and that's why I was just so excited about it. I really took my time with this message, and sometimes I just get so excited when I'm preparing these messages, like it just take me longer to even get through it because I'm just like soaking it all in. A lot of things don't even make it to my notes, but they're like in my mental note. Once you learn something, you can't unlearn it. So if you want to look more into desires, even beyond this message, go to YouTube or Google, or go get a book on desires. Read a book about desires if you want to get closer to your desire. If you are serious in getting closer to your own desires, do some research about it, pray about it, think about it, read about it, live it, do whatever that it is going to take. It does not have to stop here. I truly want us to get closer to living the desires of our own heart. It's important. Before you leave this earth, that is what you want to do. You want to be able to live out the desires of your own heart. We don't have that much time here on this earth. In all reality, we just don't. We don't have a whole bunch of life. We just take this time for granted. Some of us are younger and some of us are older, and for whatever reason, we just let these days go by in and out, and we are not really focusing on the things that we really want to focus on for ourselves, like our heart's desires, our hopes, our dreams. Sometimes we think we got a lot of time to think about that, and sometimes we think our time has ran out. Wherever you are in your walk of life, do what pleases your heart. Do the whatever makes your heart happy. Live out the desires of your own heart. So that is it. Real quick before I jump out of here. Thank you. God bless you. I love you guys. I greet you with love and with peace and with appreciation for being here every step of the way as I deliver these messages over to you. But real quick, I want to shout out my YouTube channel, one of my books that is True Value, Knowing Your Worth on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. I am grateful for the things that God has placed in my heart about how He is allowing my messages to spread all across the world. I am so grateful for that. People who speak different languages and just from different parts of the world are viewing these videos, and these messages are for you too. They are for everybody. I don't care what part of the world you are in or what walk of life you are in. If it's going to help you or benefit you or help strengthen you or bring you closer to God or whatever, by you hearing my testimony or hearing such powerful messages or motivation or inspiration, please continue to join in with me on this journey. So yes, that is True Value, Knowing Your Worth on YouTube. Also, my books are still available and on sale on Amazon. You can buy a Kindle version that you can listen to or read on any device, not just a Kindle device, or you can buy the paperback version that is True Value, Knowing Your Worth, Walking Treasure, Discover Your Hidden Treasures, Feed Your Soul, and that is Feed Your Soul. Wait a minute, your personal guide to health and wellness, and Religiously, and that is taking a closer look at spirituality and religion. So my books have titles and co-titles, and I kind of was very purposeful about labeling co-titles on my books so you can kind of get a general idea of what you are reading about. They are short, powerful messages. You can read my book in 2 hours. So they are not very long books, but there is a lot of power packed inspiration in those short reads. So I suggest that you go to Amazon, look up my author's page, which is under my name, Sakara Bay. Check out the books and purchase them. If you have it in your heart to purchase a book, buy it for somebody, buy it for yourself. Buy the 4-part collection. Look out for more books. Look out for more motivation. Look out for more inspiration. I am here for it. God bless you guys. I love you. Once again, thank you. I started cooking Sunday dinner. My house smells so good right now. I just smell all kind of herbs and veggies and all types of things, and I know my kids are waiting for me to go downstairs and finish preparing their meal, but I just had it in my heart to stop and do this. I was not going to let this day go by without me delivering this message on desire. I was just completely on fire with it. I was like, all right, I know I got to start cooking. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I was like, nah. I can't. It was just like, exploding out of me. I had to get this message across on desire today. So I am totally excited about talking about feel-good messages like desire. Just give you something good to think about, some kind of hope for your future or what you want for your life, or doing things that are going to please you, living in a way that you want to live in, opposed opposed to just living a life that is not very pleasurable to you. I want us all to live a pleasing life and enjoy this experience called life. So that is one of the main purposes of me delivering a message on desire. So that is it, you guys. I love you. God bless you. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Watch some football, eat some good food. Tell somebody you love them. Go out here and hug somebody. Share this message on desire. You never know who might need to hear a message on desire. In the meantime, God bless you guys, and I love you. You guys continue to stay blessed.